Hello, friends of Brain Power TV. Welcome to another episode of Brain Power TV with Dr. Echo. So I'm Dr. Echo, and today it's just me. I wanted to have a solo episode where I talked about, just tell you a little more about myself, and I wanted to talk to you about this amazing topic of gratitude and your brain. And so just a little bit more about me. I haven't had I haven't done an episode by myself, but I wanted to do that today. So I have a brain story as well. I was a junior in college, on track to doing. I was a junior in college, and I was a pre-medical student, and I had two car accidents exactly 6 months apart. I mean, I had just gotten discharged from physical therapy on Friday for the first car accident. And then on Saturday, I had a second one. And then I was back in physical therapy, and they were like, did we not just discharge you? I was like, I guess I'm back. So that became one of the most difficult times in my life. I went from being an A student to being a D, F student. I was really sad. I was depressed. And I was sent to see a neuropsychologist after the second one, because with each accident, I had concussions. And so a neuropsychologist talks to me. He's like, okay, so what is it that you'd like to do, young lady? And I said to him, since I was 5, wanted to become a pediatrician. And he looked at me and he said, well, you will never go to medical school. You are only of average intelligence, so I highly suggest you go find something else to do. Wow. Like, to say I was disappointed is an understatement. I'm not sure what other word to use, so I'm just going to use that. I was crushed. I was even more depressed, and I proceeded to thoroughly fail out of school that semester because I believed what he said. I believed that my dreams of becoming a doctor, a pediatrician to be specific, were over because I had a car accident and I just needed to go figure out what else I was going to do. So, of course, my parents, my amazing parents, said I had to go back to school the next semester because they told me, you are going to become a doctor and you are going back to school. So I went back to school, and here I am. I did not have an easy time at it. I had to work extra hard, first of all, to overcome my beliefs about my ability to become a doctor. And of course, walk through all the pain I was having in my neck and in my back, and the sleeplessness and all of that. But I made it, and I'm here. And I'm a board certified pediatrician. I'm also a CEO of a nonprofit called Kids of Hope. It's a nonprofit specifically for children in foster care, and our mission is to share love and hope and help children in foster care know they are valuable. And right now, or since we started in 2019, we've been fulfilling that mission using bags filled with brand new items, like comfort items like blankets, teddies, toys, essential items like socks, toothbrushes, toothpaste. Well, all brand new items, because I want to give the kids a sense that they are worth it, you know? And we hand over these bags to foster care agencies and DHS offices so that when the children are taken out of their homes, they're handed something that's theirs. Because I found out, working as a pediatrician and seeing these children in my office, that the recurring theme was these children show up in their foster care homes with nothing that's theirs. And what's the first word? One of the first words the kid says, it's mine. And now this child not only has been taken out of the home, the only home they know, regardless of how bad it was, but now they have nothing that's theirs. And that is trauma. to a child. I mean, even to you, us as adults, if we lost everything we have, we would be traumatized too. So can you imagine what it feels like for a child? And so that's why I started Kids of Hope. And over the last 2 years, we've served over 500 kids and counting with these bags. And we've mostly been doing that in the state of Oklahoma. But here comes COVID. So with COVID, we're going to be pivoting, or since COVID happened, we're going to be pivoting to more of an online platform where we will be fulfilling dreams for foster children, and we will get those requests through pediatric clinics and foster care agencies. And it's going to be amazing because not only do we have a chance to impact more kids across the nation, we have a chance to teach them about how to fall in love with their brains, which is why I am on here doing Brain Power TV, because I want both children and parents to understand how important the health of their brain is to everything you do in life. Your brain controls everything you do. And so if we don't learn to fall in love with our brain health and learn how to make good choices for our brains, then it won't function right. And then we won't have good lives. And then what will be the point? And then we won't fulfill our purpose for being here, which every single person born has a purpose and a reason. But then if things are not working well, if we're not healthy, if our brains are not healthy, I mean, physically, then really we can't be the best version of ourselves. And so that's a little bit about me. And that's why I'm so passionate about talking about brain health, because I know that I have had to work on my brain, and I know it's possible for other children, especially those who are traumatized, and for their parents taking care of them, to learn how to fall in love with the health of your brain. And so I wanted to talk to you today about gratitude and the brain. So did you know that the same part of the brain that controls your emotions and behavior also controls higher order thinking, which means it controls how thoughts are processed in your brain? So think with me for a second. So do you now think it's important for you to have the right emotions? Because guess what? When you have negative emotions, it actually drains energy from the part of your brain that's supposed to be helping you function well. And then you don't process things well. And then things don't work out well. And then it just becomes a really bad cycle. So how about we break that cycle? And it's not about going around saying, la, 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 I'm always happy. I'm not always happy. This year, 2021, has been one of the most challenging years of my life. The most challenging year of my life. But I know the only reason, or one of the biggest reasons I've made it and I'm sitting here and I'm talking to you, is because I have practiced being thankful. I have intentionally turned my whys of why is this happening to me? Why is all this loss happening around me? Why am I feeling all this pain? Why am I so sad? I've turned that and I've been able to say, thank you. This is what I start off my day looking at. Begin each day with a grateful heart. It sits right above my dresser where I open my eyes and that's the first thing I see. Because I know for a fact that being thankful, being grateful, even in the middle of my pain and my stress and my hurts, that, because there isn't, listen to this, it's actually impossible for you to be depressed and grateful at the same time. So when those thoughts come, and that's what they are, they're thoughts, and they come, then the feelings of being sad, and the feelings of being angry, and the feelings of why me, and why did this have to happen? When we take a second and we become aware of those thoughts, and we know that, yes, it is okay to have the thoughts. And at the same time, after we are aware and we acknowledge that we have these thoughts, the next question is, what are we going to do about it? So we can either choose to sit in the thought and then it just takes us over and it derails our day, or we can find a positive thing in there, or we can just choose to say, you know, I'm thankful that I am breathing. I'm thankful I'm not in a hospital right now. I'm thankful for a job. Just find one thing to be thankful about. And you will find that it completely changes your outlook in that moment. And then it's like a staircase. You keep building on top of each other, one on top of the other, one on top of the other. You keep replacing your thoughts of anger or sadness or pain with gratitude, with thankfulness. And before you know it, you won't even recognize yourself. I'm a living testimony to that. Because if you continue that and make that into a habit and teach that to the children around you, that yes, first of all, yucky feelings are okay. It's happened. It's life. Life is always going to happen in ways that we can't even imagine. But the key here is, what are we going to do about it? So this is why it's so critical for us to be thankful. And I'll tell you, it's not just, okay, I want you to be thankful. There's science, there's research that shows that gratitude, the continuous feeling of gratitude, or the intentional feeling of gratitude and acknowledgement of gratitude and being thankful for things in our lives, actually makes good, amazing, positive, lasting changes in our brain. In the actual brain, like in our physical brain, it does. Because guess what it does? It strengthens the pathways along which information travels in our brains. Remember, I told you at the beginning that the same part of the brain, which is the frontal cortex right here, that deals with our emotions, also is the part of the brain that is tasked with helping us think on a higher level, and logical reasoning and focused thinking and coming up with solutions to problems. That's where it's all located in the same area. So does it not just make sense for us to do what we can to make our brains healthier, because we know we are healthy in the process? And so a few things I'm going to go over with you about what gratitude actually does for our brain. It fosters cognitive restructuring by evoking positive thinking. So what that simply means is gratitude will restructure neurons in our brains, areas of our brains that need help, and that will foster positive thinking. And when you think positively, you'll feel positive, you will act positive, your whole entire body will respond to being positive, and you'll feel healthier, you'll feel alive. I'm telling you, try it. And it also decreases fear and anxiety by regulating stress hormones. Gratitude does that. Gratitude regulates our stress hormones. In life, there will always be stress. But when we find something that can regulate those hormones that control our stress response, then guess what? We're healthier. In every sense of the word, we are. It enhances dopamine and serotonin. Okay, so what those are neurotransmitters. So neurotransmitters are the messengers in our brains, right? And that activate the hormones like dopamine and serotonin. And so those two hormones in particular are also called pleasure hormones. It's what gives us the feeling of, ooh, we feel good, feeling of happiness. And gratitude does that. So think with me. Would you like to take something that's bothering you? Oh, I feel tired. See, if you say, I feel tired, you really will feel tired, because your brain actually does what you say. Words that come out of your mouth, I know you've heard this, and words are powerful, but they are truly, like physically, because when they come out of your mouth, sends a message to your brain will go on, your brain will activate itself to do what you're saying. So I feel tired, you will feel tired. I feel strong, I feel strong. Because then when you give it a positive, when you release positive thoughts or sayings or positive emotions, then it activates those hormones which increase the level of happiness we feel. So it also wires and fires new neural connections. I already mentioned that. So because it strengthens all those connections in our brains. And thank God for making our brains able to renew themselves. So we're not stuck with the brain we have. Hey, let me say that again. You're not stuck with the brain you have. You can make changes. Doesn't matter how old you are. Your mind, your brain can be strengthened and can change for good. Because, I mean, what's the purpose of living life if it's not for good, right? Ah, so wonderful. So I want to just encourage you. Oh, yes. What are some things that you can do, right? Both parents and children. What are things that we can do to help us cultivate this habit of gratitude? Because guess what? If it becomes a habit, if we intentionally make it a habit, then guess what kind of lives we'll live? Amazing life. Now, it doesn't mean bad things won't happen because that's life, right? But we're intentionally building that muscle of gratitude in our lives. Yeah, I like that. Building the muscle of gratitude in our brains, which shows up in our lives, which shows up in the impact we have in the world, even starting with our families. So one of the things I found that really helps, this is what I do. I have a box called I'm Grateful For. TJ Maxx. I love that store. Yes. That's where I found all these things and even the Be Kind up there. So I write notes on just like this, and I write the reasons I'm grateful and why I'm grateful and why I'm thankful. And I put them in my box. And from time to time, maybe once a month or every couple of weeks, I go through it and just look through and to see all the things that I have written down, and you'll be amazed. Then it just creates even more gratitude because it's just amazing to see how things have improved. And the other thing I like to do is a gratitude journal. So this can be both for both parents and children. Parents, teach your children. See, it's not only helping them express their emotions or change their thought patterns, it's also strengthening their writing skills. And isn't that what we're all trying to do? Teach your children how to write better. You'll be amazed. So try it. So it's helping your kids pick out the book and writing in there and showing them yours, because isn't that our job as parents, is to be a model for our kids? And you'd be amazed, and then go back with them and have them take a look and see how things have evolved in their lives and how much better they're able to handle the negative feelings that come up. Another thing to do as a family is, like, before you say the grace or even in the car, what's each person thankful for? And, it helps children dig deep and find things that they can be thankful for, even the things that don't seem very good at the moment. And I found that when I've cultivated these things in my life and in my kids, it does help us get through the tough times better. It doesn't mean tough times won't come, but it helps us navigate them better. And I firmly believe that it's building resilience in my kids, and it's helping them. And even in the kids, I've showed this to at work or talked about it to the parents, helps us all build that muscle of not just gratitude, but resilience to get through the things that are thrown in our lives, the things we have no control over, but somehow we have to get through them. So those are the things I wanted to talk to you about, and just to encourage you to continue to take care of yourself. Parents first, please put on your own oxygen mask. Practice gratitude, practice being thankful. It doesn't mean you sweep things under the carpet. No, if anything, gratitude actually makes you a more compassionate leader, for example, at work. Gratitude makes you want to, when you're grateful for the job you have, even if it's not the one you like, you're grateful for the job you have, you actually tend to do a better job at work. It promotes the spirit of excellence in you, and you want to complete your tasks better. And guess what happens when that happens? Then the world opens up to you. You can even get a better job because you've built up that sense of gratitude, which in turn helps you do a better job, which in turn gets you the better job you want. So you see, all of these things are connected. They even there's been research, I found some research done in patients who are in a lot of pain, and it's amazing. The name of the research study was Counting Blessings versus Burdens, and they found that 16% of their patients with pain, who were in pain, who kept a gratitude journal, reported after a month or two that they had less pain and that they've had a better outlook on life and that they were looking forward to enjoying their life. Can you imagine that? Isn't that amazing? It just takes you from where you are in the moment and gives you a sense of a sense that, things get better. Because, with life, we're not always stuck with what we have. We're not always, because like this quote that Oprah Winfrey has, it says, be thankful for what you have. You will end up having more. If you concentrate on what you don't have, you will never have enough. Now, if that's not succinct, that's yes. Be thankful for what you have, because if you concentrate on what you don't have, you will never have enough, because you will never activate the thinking parts of your brain for you to go out and get the thing you're looking for. It's that simple. Yeah, basically. So practice this. It doesn't take more than a few minutes a day. It can become an activity you do in your car with your kids. And you'll find that kids will be able to own their emotions more and deal with them better and just have a better outlook, because don't we all need a better outlook? This year has been something, but just to encourage you. And as I end this episode, I hope you've gotten something out of it. This is just me sharing my heart with you. And if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me. My email is hokeecho@gmail.com. Please check out our website, kitsofhope.org. Yes, it's in process. Oh, we're making changes on there, but yeah, it's so exciting how we're going to be able to help more and more and more kids and parents in the foster care system, as well as parents who have adopted children. So have an amazing week ahead, and remember, turn your whys into thank yous. Have a great day.